On January 6, 2021, the world saw America's deep division on full display. In the aftermath of the Capitol riot, there was hope that unity would be restored. By many accounts, however, that hasn't been the case.
If you look at other incidents, 9/11, school shootings, we've been brought together as Americans. This is the first incident that hasn't happened.
Donnell Harvin served as D.C.'s chief of Homeland Security and Intelligence. That helped him see a dangerous increase in online chatter from armed militias and known radical groups prior to the events of January 6th. His office helping to prepare the local response.
I will go to my grave knowing that had it not been for the local authorities, that the Capitol would have fallen.
While security breakdowns on the federal level remain under investigation, Harvin says it's important that looking back doesn't distract from moving forward.
The radical elements that really want to tear apart this country are still there.
The responsibility to bring an end to violence and threats of violence against those who serve the public is one that all Americans share. We are all Americans. We must protect each other.
Security experts like Harvin worry that our divisive political environment will continue to provide a foothold for those radical elements.
The violence that we experienced on January 6th is decentralized and will go back to the states. And we see evidence of that already with election officials being threatened, public health officials being threatened, school officials being threatened.
Harvin says this leads him to believe that instead of targeting the nation's capital, the next threat will be directed at the state and local level.
Just from a Homeland Security and intelligence analysis standpoint, if those individuals and like-minded individuals who sought to stop the certification of the vote on the very, very last day they could, failed on January 6th. Indications are that they'll go further up in the voting cycle and try to stop people from actually casting their votes or stop the votes from being counted and certified at the state level.
Looking ahead, Harvin says it's imperative that we protect election officials while securing state houses and voting sites. Ultimately, though, he believes restoring national unity is the most important way to ensure the survival of American democracy. Caitlin Burke, CBN News.
Let me emphasize that united we stand and divided we fall. The Bible is quite clear. A house divided against itself cannot stand. We're losing our stature in the world. We're losing our unity. And last January 6th, we were in danger of losing our democracy. I remember this playing out over national television and just watching in horror as it unfolded right before my eyes. And it just drove me into a deep prayer. Coming out of that prayer, I had an unusual encounter. This isn't something that normally happens. There was an eagle at the end of a pier, and I managed to get a photograph of it. And the water, that's not a color corrected. There's no color added. That is the actual photo. The color is red, white, and blue, and you can see the eagle's feathers a little ruffled on the right side. But it just, the message I got is the Republic still stands. We still stand, but we've got to come together. Every other instance recently, whether it was Columbine or 9/11 or the 2008 crash, all of these things, we managed to come together. In fact, they were unifying events in our history. This past election cycle, everything with the COVID pandemic, we're divided over vaccines. We're even divided over whether you should wear a mask or not. Can we leave all of that behind and say, united we stand? Can we pray for unity? Can we stop all of the rhetoric, the division, trying to divide us on racial grounds, trying to divide us on religious grounds, trying to divide us on economic grounds, and say, we need to stand together because united we will stand, divided we will fall.